Boom, and there is the red light. Hello, everyone. I am Paul Wizzo, and before we meet our guests, as usual, I have a few announcements to cover. So stand by for the announcements. Anyway, here we go. Like to hear it? Here they go. Going to thank all my subscribers and all my supporters. I appreciate your support. I said that kind of wrong, but that's live. All my followers and my subscribers, I appreciate your support. If you like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the link is in the description or scrolling right across the bottom of the screen. Wizzo Talk 8972. Just make sure you hit that notification bell so you get the notification because I don't have a certain schedule. I post to my guest availability. And just remember that it is 100% free, absolutely free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. If you'd like to be a guest on Wizzo Talk, reach out to me, send me a message, smoke signal, carrier pigeon, or whatever. Don't worry about a topic because I have plenty of them. And all you have to do is give your input. I've also got a little Wizzo Talk merch, and I'll upload merch kind of once, twice a week, so y'all can check it on out if you like. And those are your announcements. Take due notice thereof and govern yourselves accordingly. We're going to meet our guests, and we're going to get this thing rolling. And Shannon, I like how you changed that background. You showing up now. Come on with that intro.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. It's Chan, Coach Chan, fitness instructor, indoor cycling. Come see me Mondays, 5:45.
Damn, we lost you for just a second, but say something again one more time, Shannon.
Coach Chan, fitness instructor, indoor cycling. Check me out, 5:45 Mondays. See you there.
Gotcha.
Dang.
Yeah. She be
Word.
doing that. She be doing that. All right, come on with it there, Rico.
Oh man, I'm back once again. It's Rico from the podcast If Relationships Could Talk. You can follow us, share, subscribe, all of the above on all the major platforms. Or if you just want some of Rico, you can always follow me at Ryan with Rico on all the major platforms. One.
I like how he said that if you just want some Rico. I'm gonna tell y'all this
Yeah.
right here before we get started too. Sharon, she be working it out up in there too, Rico, man. I be scared, but I may try it, but and then after about 5 minutes, I'm
She
gonna have to
gets
say
it
I'm gonna go
in.
to the restroom and not come back. She be getting it. So just to let my guests know, the viewers that maybe you watching it now, maybe you watching a little bit later. We are supposed to have two more ladies on, but they're having some difficulties. That's how it is with live, but the show must go on. And we have two other guys that didn't show up, but the show must go on. But I like to let you guys just put out one or two more other things. On March the 18th at 6 p.m., we have episode of Barbershop Talk, and we will be talking about the headline of that is talking about Trump and his tariffs. I probably didn't say that right. And mother and daughter relationship. So I'm looking for some guests to come on and talk about the mother and daughter relationship. So if that fits you, send me a message on Paul Wizzo on Facebook, send me a smoke signal, carry a pigeon, or whatever if you like to participate in that episode. And also got coming up when we talk about history of Temple, Texas. I'll be interviewing a guy, Larry Womack, which is my dad, talking about history of Temple, Texas. So if you like history that you would not find in the history books because he lived it, he's in his late 80s and he's telling you history that he's known and he's lived. He's also been on my podcast two other times. So you can go back and look at some of the old feeds, and he's talking about natural born history that you will not find in the history book. And then the last but not least, I'll be talking about coming up soon as the weather gets right. I'll be talking about street talk. Wizzo Talk will be in the streets, at the car washes, at different locations, talking with different guys about and ladies about just hot topics on the spot. And we'll be uploading it live. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe and tune in on that and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. With
Yeah.
all that being said, anybody got anything before I get ready with my first talking point?
Nah, go ahead. Let's get it.
Okay. So, like I said, we are supposed to have a couple of other ones off in here, but they didn't. So this is going to be a question for Shan, and this is going to be a question for Rico, but y'all just switch the sex around.
Okay.
So, how long should you wait? So let me say it this way. So you and your lady or your guy, y'all dating or whatever like that. Okay, you've been dating for maybe a month or 2 months or whatever, however long it take before you give him the pussy or before he get the dick or whichever how it goes. So on the first date, because we're talking about red flags up in here, on the first date, the guy goes down to eat the pussy. I'm wondering, like, to the ladies, is that like a red flag saying, oh, well, goddamn, we've been talking maybe a month or 2 months and he's already going down trying to eat my pussy? Have he done that to other women's? And then, like to Rico, in which I'll answer to myself also, you have a lady and you come around and y'all just getting ready to have sex for the very first time. And what she wants to do is she wants to go down and start sucking your dick. So you be like, well, goddamn. I mean, is this a red flag to say, hey, wait a minute, I need to back up and pump the brakes on that? So let me come up here to Shannon and see what you got on there, Shannon.
So for me, I'm assuming if we already had been dating a little while, I'm pretty sure we done talked about some stuff. I'm pretty sure that we don't discuss what we like, what we don't like, what we're into, what we're not into. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming that those conversations have already been had, or no, right?
Okay.
So I mean, for me, that's where I'm at. So I'm assuming if we're dating, I'm pretty sure we already had some kind of conversations about what we like and stuff like that. That's me.
Okay.
So I don't have any problems. I don't have any problems with it, but like I said, if we've been dating, I know we don't talked already.
Okay, yeah. So y'all been talking whatever. Y'all may have covered that. You may not have covered that. So you don't think it's a red flag that he goes down on you instantly right on the first encounter for sex. It's okay with you.
For me, that's me.
Okay. Okay.
Well, for me, I can agree. I can kind of agree with her. I'm kind of on both sides. I'm gonna think if she does that without, like she said, if we done talked about it and knowing me, I probably done said something. But had we not and she done that, I would say I would think, yeah, she's done that before. But at that same time, that wouldn't make me feel any type of way about her for us doing it. I'm not going to do it the first time. I don't believe I would, but I wouldn't hold that against her or anything because maybe she likes to do it. I'm not judgmental and I'm not going to complain about it. Plus, if anybody out there believes that the person they're with had never sucked the meat or ate the pussy of another person, they are sadly mistaken. So, you see what I'm saying? That's a part of sex. That's something. Hey, shitting, pissing, and sex. Everybody does it. So I'm not gonna be ashamed of it, and I'm not gonna hold it against anyone. To each their own. I believe that sex should be the most fulfilling and enjoying, and as a way to let loose. And if that's a way for you to relax and to enjoy more, hey, more power to you. So, and I'm not gonna be the one to stop you. Go ahead. So that's me.
Right. Right. Well, usually guys are not going to stop it because you. I mean, it's rare, not totally rare, for a woman to go down and want to suck some dick anyway. I mean, they might you have to ring the bell or ask them or bribe them or whatever or something like that. But to go to on the first date and the guy goes down. But now again, we are grown. Everybody's grown. And I work with this guy in Iraq, and this kind of and this is kind of in the same area, talking about using protection. So, well, let me say this first. So he didn't already went down on you, then ate you, and she didn't already suck dick. So I'm assuming we're gonna go unprotected sex.
No, not for me. Not from yeah. First. I told you I'm not gonna do that on no first date. I'm not
Okay.
going down, but I'm not gonna stop. But I'm still not gonna have unprotected sexual
Okay. Okay.
intercourse.
Let me see what
Yeah.
Shan say.
No, I agree, and that's what I was saying as well. No, that's not. I don't think that. No, I think they still need to be protected as well. So I agree with that.
Oh,
Hey, can I
yeah.
add something to that? Um, Also, when you say when they do it, did we shower? I thought about that after when you were talking. Did we shower? Now, if she go and I've been walking around all day and do that could be different. But if I done got out the shower, because that's nasty, my balls sweaty and everything, and cat gets sweaty too. I think. I guess I don't know, but but I hope a man wouldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? That should matter. That should be factual.
Okay. So I asked that question about. Hey, Andrea, appreciate you tapping in. So I asked that question about the protection first because I worked with the guy in Iraq, and he told me that if he go down on that woman, he's not using protection because he didn't already then ate whatever was down there was bad anyway. So he's not using no protection. So here you are with a guy, you let them go down on you, but you make them use protection. I mean, what's the point? They can get that same thing in their mouth, certain things, right?
But I mean, in the mouth, wouldn't they have to have like a cut or something in their mouth in order to pass something on?
I mean, that's possible. I don't know, but I'm just saying you didn't let them go down on you on the first date, and you're not making them wear no protection. So I mean, I don't know, but
I understand.
So
but yeah,
that's not no.
I'm
So
not
we've
doing it.
already established that it's not a red flag that if the guy or the woman goes down on the guy on the first date, it's perfectly cool. We all in agreement on that.
Not for me.
I'm cool
But
with
Rico,
that.
It's not a red.
Rico,
Yeah.
you're not going to go down, and Shan, not.
I'm not going to do it, but it's not a red
I don't think
flag
it's a
if she
red
does
flag.
it. If she does it for me, I'm not going to do it. But maybe I think like, hey, maybe I just put it down. I'll talk into it. No, just like, no, I don't. It wouldn't be a red flag for me.
Okay, all right, Shan, what were you saying?
No, I was agreeing that, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I'm assuming because you said we were dating already for a while. So if that's the case, then, I'm pretty sure we
Right.
already had some conversations already about it. So
I'm with what she said. Because me preferably, like in my past, I would say if I feel like we've been talking long enough and we're going to have sex, I prefer to talk about it because I want to know what you like. I'm gonna tell you what I like. This way, we ain't doing that awkward first time sex.
Right.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
That's what
You're
I
not
was thinking.
fumbling. This is what I like, and I don't have time for all that. Let's talk about it. Excuse me.
Okay,
So I'm sure me being me, it definitely would have been fine because we'd already been talked about stuff like that.
Okay, so let me put this out here then. Because soon if we talk about red flags, then I'll move around to someone else. So you eating pussy and sucking dick on the first sex encounter. Because we've been talking verbally for a little while. Which verbally doesn't, and then if he's eat the pussy on the first sex encounter, she sucked dick on the first encounter, but they have to use protection when they get ready to have sex. So where does the conversation come in about STDs? I mean, is that something because
I think those are conversations that people should have more of, for sure.
And before,
Yeah,
definitely before,
right?
those conversations need to be had.
Before the sex act, I believe if you're going to talk about it, you might as well go to the clinic together, I guess, before the sex act.
Yeah, it needs to be a discussion.
But if you go ahead, Chandra.
No, go ahead, continue. My computer is lapsing or something. I don't know.
I was saying if it should be talked about like and done prior to the sex act. But if you like a heat of the moment kind of thing, I guess all of that goes out the window. When she said like if we were talking, we would definitely be to discuss that. Because if to kids, probably not. Younger people, probably not. But adults that want that good feeling without the protection, yeah, that should be something taken care of prior.
And I'm agreeing somewhat, but I think also that if it's in the middle of that time, and we all know that guys think most of the time with their dick. So if And if she's gonna open them legs and not make us use protection, that he's gonna assume that she doesn't have anything and go ahead and go on in bare. And we already know that
Yeah.
the guy will know before the woman usually if he has an STD before the woman does. So usually if the guy's out
Yeah.
there and he's meeting and he's talking at the club, you know, he's thinking about one thing and that's fucking. And if she let him go in raw, he's gonna
He
do it.
gonna do it.
So
Mm.
so we've
Yeah.
established that it's not a red flag if the woman goes down on the guy or the guy goes down on the woman. Because they've already had that conversation about eating dick and sucking pussy. Oh, did I say that right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you did. You did. You did.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Rico. And then I'm gonna ask,
Yeah.
I'm coming to Shan. So do you think guys really pay attention to red flags or do they just say fuck it and then they just trying to hit whatever they can? Do you think guys, I know women sometimes will look at a red flag, but I'm gonna come to Shan for something else. But and Shan, you can comment on this, but Rico, do you think guys really look at red flags?
Hell no. Man, we could care less about them. If she's fine enough, she could have 18 red flags and we gonna do it. You just said we think with our what? Yeah, the smaller head. So yeah, red flags, man. We could know she gonna bust the windows out on our car tomorrow, and we still already know. We don't care about stuff like that.
Yeah, that's no doubt, no doubt. Let me see what Shan. Shan, what do you think? Do women look at red flags, and or do you think guys do? And then I got a follow up question on that.
women, I'm gonna tell you to be honest, like we are really bad about ignoring the red flags, because we see that red flag, but oh, we can change that, or he's gonna change this, and we keep it kind of going for a little bit until we get the hang of it. But I recognize them red flags, and I'm just like, no, I just can't. Not now, but no, we notice those red flags. Sometimes we roll with it, just to keep it going, and then nah.
Right. Because
Yeah.
go ahead, Rico.
No, I was just listening to her, man.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of women, because most women end up in situations because they ignore the well, I could change him or he gonna get
Yeah.
better. And before you
I
know
mean,
it,
that's
you in
real talk.
love. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that I was going to bring up because it seemed like sometimes women will ignore the red flags with hopes to kind of rehabilitate or fix this guy. You get all other
Yep.
signals ahead of time, and then you say, you know what? That's a red flag, but this motherfucker good to me. He got some good dick. He eat the pussy good, but I'm gonna overlook that red flag right now. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, then that come back to bite you later. But you've ignored all other signals ahead of time.
Yeah.
So,
Woo! Ladies.
yeah. Let me come to this. Andrea Moore, appreciate you tapping in. I appreciate you. I can't wait to get you back on because we need to get talking about them sex toys because them motherfuckers is off the Shazam.
Hey, bring me
So,
back when y'all had that discussion, please, sir. Hey, please
So-
bring me back.
I'm gonna cover this after I cover this and we chop it up for a minute. Then I'm coming to Chandra with one of her talking points. Cause y'all know here on Wizzo Talk, I like to spread it around and let everyone get active and bring a talking point in. So women are always on to men about communication, communicating. He's not communicating with us. Communication. So I got this post right here off of this female's um what's up, V? Appreciate you tapping in, man. I got this post right here off this lady's post. She says, what women do after sex: 2% eat, 3% smoke, 4% take a shower, 5% post about it on Facebook, 86% finish the job themselves. So my thing is 86% of women finish their job themselves. during sex. So my thing is talking about communication. When the woman says she wants the man to communicate, I want him to communicate with me. I want him to communicate. Well, some women is laying over there after sex, haven't had an orgasm, laying over there like this motherfucker ain't got his and I ain't got shit. So where does the communication come in to let him know, baby? I'm gonna need you to do a little foreplay a little bit longer so I can get mine because we already know that women, some, I can't say all, it takes a little bit longer for them to go ahead and reach orgasm than a man. Sometimes a man get off in there shit, he can be a jackrabbit in 2 or 3 pumps, that motherfucker, he done.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is coming to you, I'll let you go first, Shandra, then we'll come to Rico. Talking about the communication. How do we let that man know that, baby, I didn't finish?
No, I'm real now. When I was younger, it was just different. You know what I'm saying? Being younger is just a different feeling. It's just a whole, you just got some other kind of, some stuff going on. But when you older and what you need and you know what you like, I'm honest about it. I'll be like, hey, you know, that wasn't it. It just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be honest to myself and to that person. If he don't like it, then that's just what it is. But I know what I like and I know what I need from me. So I could, just let him know what time it is.
Right. And knowing you from swing dancing and from knowing you, I don't know you like personal, but I know that you'll tell him that. I really
Yeah.
believe and feel that you will let him know that, hey, you're gonna have to do better than that. And that's why we gotta go and communicate. Because Rico, I'm gonna come to you because as we're getting older, when you're younger and you're in that jackrabbit stage, you don't know nothing really about.
Mhm.
I mean, just think about it. Who actually have taught us about fucking?
Yeah.
Nobody, pretty much. We just see a hole and we know to put our dick in it and then move around a few times and then it's fit. So, but we have to make sure that we, as a man, takes a little bit longer. I mean, a woman to go in and get that point across. So, but Rico, let me come to you with your reply. Shan, I think we lost her for a minute there.
For me, the communication definitely is important, and I totally agree with what Shan said. If a woman is not getting there, forget that male ego. The male ego is huge and it's very fragile, but a lot of women, they just like what you said. You said what, 86% finish by
Yeah.
themselves. If you don't tell that man that you're not being satisfied, guess what? He's thinking he's being satisfied, and the only person suffering is you. So I believe that women should open their mouth and say, hey, just like you said, hey, I need you to do foreplay a little longer, or you're coming too fast. Can you do something to get me off before we get you off, if that's what you're going to do? So I definitely believe or know that communication should be there. And any woman that is being denied those pleasures and orgasms, just hit Rico up. No, I'm just playing. You should tell your husband. You should,
But you
hey, no, tell your mate,
right.
and you can find me on. Tell them. You should definitely tell them. Don't finish by yourself, because it definitely probably feels better finishing with your partner.
Right. Now we know that um Andrea Moore have always said that foreplay starts throughout the day. It doesn't start right at the middle of the night. It starts throughout that day or whatever. Mo, can you hear us?
I
Okay.
can, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, we
Yes.
got you. Appreciate you tapping on in. We appreciate it. So, I had lost my point. Uh, Sexual needs to be communicated. And we're talking about Andrea Moore. She's been on before talking about with sex toys, whatever, how it needs to be communicated. And we communicate to have that orgasm or whatever. Mo, I don't know how much you heard, but did you get to hear anything what we were talking about just then?
I didn't. I was trying to get the app. I got a new phone, so I was trying to get the app, the permission for my speaker to work.
Okay, well let me read you this right here, and then we're gonna move around, and then I'm gonna see what Shan has right here. So we was talking about. I got this post off a lady's. One lady had posted this, and it said, "What women do after sex." It said 2% eat, 3% smoke, 4% take a shower, 5% post about it on Facebook, and 86% finish the jobs themselves. So, do you have a comment on that? Because we was chopping up a little bit about that. Because we was talking about communication. Because if the woman want to communicate with the guy, then why don't she communicate to him and say, "Baby, I didn't get through, so I'm gonna need you to do a little bit something else." So, you got any comment before we move around?
Um, Me personally, I believe that closed mouths don't get fed.
Okay,
And if we're in the act of doing something and oh, I'm gonna get satisfied. If I'm satisfying you, I'm gonna get mine too.
right. Boom. And shit.
Hey,
To
for
me,
real. Hey, and me being over 40 now, so and dealing with women over 40, like hey, women over 40 is totally different than younger girls. Like they got a big appetite, like for
Yeah.
real. Hey, they say what women coming to their sexual prime in their 40s and older, men is when they're younger. Yeah, you gotta be it with us, it's the same way. I think that communication, because me being over 40, I've had a lot of sex. So it is not like when we're young. You know, when we're younger, a girl can smell good and we're gonna jump up at attention, like, hey, what's going
Yeah.
on? Now, man, I done seen a lot, done a lot. It takes more than that. So you definitely right. Communication, like, hey, this is what I like to get me right. If you want me to get you right, this is what I need you to do. So I would hate for women to have to. I hate that women have to finish by themselves, but definitely tell your partner whether or not you're gonna hurt his little feelings or not. If you don't, hey, you're gonna keep finishing by yourself.
Already. All right. With that being said, ain't nobody mad but the devil. Let me come up here with the Miss Shan. Shan, throw me something out there. What you got?
Okay, so I know they got these different terms up here now, like love bomb, gaslighting, and all of that. So I kind of want to tap on that right quick. So maybe you two men aren't doing this, but there are men out here that are in this love bombing thing. So they meet you, they wine and they dine you, they take you out, they show you a good time, they sell you all these dreams, or I'm gonna take you to Hawaii, or I'm gonna send for you to come to Baltimore, I'm gonna send for you to come to New York, I want you to do this with me and do that with me. They own you like real heavy. You know what I'm saying? And then they disappeared. They're gone all of a sudden. You didn't mess around. You didn't give him none. But he was just showing you a good time. He was wowing you and stuff like that. So was it because we weren't taking the bait that he was just kind of putting out there, or what? Because then he just gone all of a sudden. So what's up with that? That's a red flag, and I don't understand why men do that without just saying what it is. Just say you didn't like me, or say I said something that you didn't like. I mean, or something. I mean, what's up with that?
My question is, did you say y'all did not have sex?
No. So is that what the guys? That's what they want. That's what they're looking for.
Yes,
See, that's
most
why.
definitely that's what they want. My next question is, how long were you talking to these guys before they stopped calling and all
I'm
of that?
talking about this love bombing term when they try to shower you or they own you like real heavy, 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 and then they just disappear real quick. I don't fall for that because that's that love bombing stuff. That's
No,
that
that's
red
what I'm
flag. I
saying.
don't
It's a
fall for it.
reason. How before they disappear, from the time you met them to the time they disappear, how long had it
Oh,
been? Because that matters.
them men that be love bombing. Oh, they don't last long. I think I give them like a max 2 weeks or something. They don't last long at all.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, they don't
Well,
last
maybe
long.
hey, the only thing I can think of, they was doing all that and you didn't put out and they kept it moving. That's the only thing I
Oh
can think
yeah,
of.
me
Did
too.
they ever
That's
try to come on to you?
Yeah, they be trying to come on. I don't fall for that. That's a red flag that I talk about that I recognize that I don't fall for.
Yeah.
There's men out
Then
here that's doing that though. I don't.
then that's
Mm-mm.
that's exactly what it
Yeah.
is. They want sex. You're not gonna put out. They're gonna move on to the next woman because eventually somebody will.
Mm-mm.
that's not
So,
true.
Oh,
I
go
mean,
ahead. Go ahead, Mo.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. Me and this guy were friends. I know we have mutual friends. I know his a couple of his family members. So we actually dated. And it was like we dated for 3.5 months. That's all I gave it. And it was like,
mm-mm.
okay, so the love bombing thing, I got that. You can't tell me that you love me and you haven't seen me in all my seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't work for me.
Right.
So he was like, okay, we're a month and a half in. He was like, man, you're my peace. I'm not going to argue with you. He wanted to tell me, you've been single for too long, this, that, and the other. You don't have nothing to say. I'm letting you finish. Shock the shit out of me. Paul, you know me. I'm quick with my tongue.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll take what you said in consideration. I see what you're saying. I have been single for a long time. So that was the end of that argument. He was like, oh wow, you really are my peace. Cause you try to check me, but some of the stuff that you were saying was valid, with me, callbacks and stuff like that. But it came like a month and a half, you're telling me that you love me. You don't even know me. And he lived in San Antonio. So I was doing something different, being down there all the time. It was, I
Mhm.
love you, I love you, I love you. And I never said it back. So I guess it became a problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, you
Yeah,
don't
he was
know
doing too
me
much.
enough to love me. You have not seen me in all my seasons. First of all, you ain't seen me in a PTSD moment. That's one. And you have not seen me in a black pissed off woman moment. That's two. So I
Right.
think before you say that you love me, you might want to see me in all these seasons. Were we having sex? Yeah, we was having sex. But then, Shay, he disappeared. He disappeared for a weekend. Now, if I go see my friends out of town, he's always on the phone. And my girlfriend, my best friend, she was like, hold on. She's with me. She's okay. She's covered. She'll call you back when we get to the house. Then all of a sudden, a whole month and a half later, you think it's okay to ghost me for a weekend. So I'm just gonna stay ghosted. I never got back with him. You ghost me for 48 hours,
Dang.
I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah. And
Hey,
oh, go ahead,
I
Rico.
understand what you're saying. Oh no, I understand what she's saying. She feel like, hey, if you're that interested in me, you shouldn't be able to go that long without being able to talk to me, or at least letting me know what's going on with you.
No,
Did he have a reason for why he didn't contact you for 2 days?
now remember now. No, okay, so we ride motorcycles. So you not calling me, and the last time I talked to you was on a Friday. I'm thinking you might have been in an accident. He's the president of this
Mhm.
motorcycle club. I called my homeboy. My homeboy was like, he works for the VA. It's the end of the quarter. It's the end of the fiscal year. So he's at work. My boy is out fishing. He was supposed to come with me at 1 to go fishing. I ain't heard from him. Then all of a sudden on Sunday he told me he went to Louisiana with his friend. That his sons plays football for LSU. First of all, when you made the decision, did you call me? When you went to sleep, did you call me? When you woke up and washed your ass, did you call me? Brushed your teeth, got in the car, drove all the way to Louisiana, did you call me?
Mhm.
So you
You
disregarded
think he was with another woman?
So you disregarded me the whole time.
The whole time.
I don't care if he was with
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay? I'm sorry.
Right. Well,
But you lied. Your friend told me you was at work. You ghosted me and told me you went to Louisiana. If we're in these lies 3 months in, I'm gone. I have not talked to I
Yeah.
did talk to him. When he hit me up and was like, you still mad at me? Who you talking to? Me? I ain't even answer.
yeah, yeah, well,
Yeah, I can
yeah.
understand that.
And
But it's the whole love bombing thing that she's talking about. It doesn't matter if you give them sex or don't give them sex.
yeah, and I think that some
Man,
guys will use the word love just freely and openly. Like you say, he haven't even saw you in all your seasons. How the fuck can you talking about you love me already? Motherfucker, you just seen me in this one season right here. You ain't seen me in my PTSD season. And I think some guys are so quick to go on and say they love you to go ahead on and get the pussy.
they want
To get,
sex. Yeah.
and don't even fucking mean it. I think Mo once before, I think you said something last time you was on here that they actions wasn't lining up with what they were saying or something like that.
No, it's their video and their audio is not matching. I'm not watching no back in the day. Who's the man that Bruce Lee movie where the mouth don't work with? I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
If your actions are not aligning with your words, I'm out.
yeah,
I gave a dude 18 months of my time. I promise you. What he did in the first 3 months, I promise you, this dude did the same thing. But I stayed over there. This time right here, I got wiser and I just walked away, cut all contacts. Don't call me. Don't block him on everything. Phone. I blocked him through the AT&T network.
Damn.
God
Damn.
dang. I understand though, but yeah, he it's a lot of men, but see, it's good that you held him accountable, but clearly he wasn't used to being held accountable for his actions. He's not going to give up on you.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah,
Yes, you are. Because his cousin
he
and our
know.
mutual friends was like, man, I told him if he ain't gonna come correct, don't come with you. Let me tell you something. I could sit over here in my house and count 1,000-pound bag of rice, one rice at a time before I let somebody disturb my peace. I'm sorry.
I believe her too, because I know her, so I already know she will. So, Shane, what you got on anything right there?
No, that I mean, she hit it. That's what I was talking about. The whole love
Yeah,
bombing stuff, man. That's what they do. And like she said, it's with or without. They still do that. So I don't.
right.
That's a red flag, and I'm recognizing that now. So as soon as they be saying all that stuff, I just like, yeah, 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 okay. We'll see it when
Yeah,
it happens.
saying you love somebody so soon, that's not real. It's man, love takes time. Love takes a lot, and just hanging out with someone, nah, man, I can't do that because
I'm
yeah,
gonna I'm
But
gonna
there are
draw
men
y'all
out
that's
here
attention.
doing that, though. There are men out here doing that. It's a lot of them too.
when they when they do it, run.
Yeah, bullshit.
And
I'm a track star.
I dr-
She's a runner. She's a track
already.
star.
Hey, y'all. I don't know who can all see the comments, but V been posting a couple. I think he don't mind if I call him V. Been posting a couple of comments. I don't know if y'all can see them or whatever. But just to go back to Shane, when you were talking, he you know what he wanted, and you kept it away. He gave you time, and you said, yeah, and you was playing. So that was just something that he was saying right there, because in the end, they trying to get the cookie.
I
For
mean, how am
real.
I supposed to know that? You taking me out, you know what I'm saying? You telling me all this stuff that you trying to do. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to see if any of that's gonna level up. I mean, I'm having a good time. You showing me a good time. So I'm assuming that you having a good time too. I'm just not playing that game that you playing, you know what I'm saying, with me. But
That's it.
I'm look, you ask me out, I'm gonna go out. Does it automatically mean that you know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to know that? I gotta get to know you first. So when I recognize it, then that's when I run, when I recognize it. But I mean, we talking about, you know what I'm saying, men that probably should just level up to what they're saying. They don't need to do that. Why you got to do all that to get to the coochie? You know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? And women fall for that too. Now you got
Being
Yes.
these
deceitful.
hurting women out here because they falling for stuff like that. That's bull crap.
And I think,
Hey, just ask.
oh, go ahead,
Oh,
Rico.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna tell. I think you should just start asking like, hey, tell me what your intentions, what you want, because there are some of us out there who prefer that. And just say what you want, speak your mind. You either with it or not. I prefer to give women the option to choose. Like I'm gonna tell you, if like on day one, if you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and you either with it or you're not. Either way, I'm good with it. So I believe that men should always be honest, but most won't because to be honest with you, if we tell you the truth, we think we'll never get sex.
And I think that women at our age know now. We're past the fucking game. We know that this motherfucker trying to get this pussy, and we know that we're not falling for that shit. So you're gonna have to come with something better than that. You can wine me and dime me and do all that shit, but I see you. I'm gonna hold it away because no matter how much the guy think he has Mac or he has this or he has that, it's up to that woman to lay down and open them legs. So he can think he the Mac daddy of all crimes, but if she don't lay down and open them on her own free will, it's a problem. Unless he try to force them open, then he gonna catch a case. And
Yeah,
probably fooling with these two ladies right here, that motherfucker probably wind up dead because I kind of know both of them, not personally, but I know they'll probably fuck somebody up. So I'm just saying. I don't know.
yeah.
But can I caveat on that?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what school these representatives go to, and I'm quite sure it's a part of men could say the same thing. But these representatives out here are coming correct. You understand me? And y'all know what I mean by representatives, right?
I was
Talking
about to
about
That
ask.
honorable.
person that that person that you meet, That ain't them. That's their representative. They talk a good game. They gonna be there. They 10 toes down for you. And as soon as they don't get what they want, they out.
Yeah,
They out. They audio and they video not matching.
yeah,
These representatives is out here. They are painting a really good picture. Like people say, oh, you should choose better. How you choosing better when these representatives got the game on lock?
yeah.
You don't know who you're meeting nowadays. You do
That's
not
true.
know who you're meeting.
That I tell my daughters, ask a lot of questions, because, and number one, if a man walk up to you and the first thing he asks you is, what's your name, and then come back with what do you like to do, he's about to play a game. I tell him, don't ever tell a man what you like and what you like to do, because all he's gonna do is become everything that you just told him. He will become that.
Boom,
He will become
boom.
that. And then you're gonna think, oh, I found the perfect man, when no, you told him, you gave him the playbook in order to get to your heart. And he just became that. I tell my daughters this. I said, a man is not who he is in any one moment. He's who he have always been. And what I mean by that is this. If the only time a man treats you good is when we first meet you, and when we do something wrong, those are the any one moments, because we trying to get the cat, and when we do something wrong, we trying to keep it. How we treat you in between, that's who we always been, and that's what you should base. You should base, how you feel about that man on. Because if he only treating you when he first meets you, and when he do something wrong, that's the only time he treats you good, he not for you. He just there for a season, I guess, or as long as you're gonna put up with his BS.
And with me, you only have like maybe 3 times. I'm gonna give you 2. I'm sorry. That's it.
Yeah.
That's especially in the beginning when we first meet and we're in a relationship. We done already went past that, that waiting period, getting to find each other. You only got a couple times to tell me that you're sorry.
Right.
Then I'm gonna start thinking you really are sorry.
They on probation. You could easily get fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna doze your ass.
So, already. So
You are dozed.
let me thank my viewers for watching in. I appreciate y'all comments. Y'all keep the comments coming. I see them. I share them on the screen, and we kind of get off in the moment. Sometimes we may not get to address those comments, but we appreciate y'all tapping on in. So, and I'm telling you, I these two right here, shit. I mean,
Hey,
I'm
well,
just saying.
I'm looking forward to discussing my topic with them, because they seem like two pretty forceful women.
Well, I guess what? I'm coming to you right now. So put that shit out there.
All right. Hey, if you know me, I talk about this all the time. And this is one thing that is near and dear to my heart, because I believe that it's what's keeping our communities apart. That's keeping the fathers away from their children. Thus, while our children are out here, especially the young males, running rampant, killing one another in and out of prison, and the girls just have no one to mentor, no one to look up to, no anything. And it's the fact that I don't believe men were created ever to be with one woman, because as a young male, we cannot be with one woman. And hear me out. I know y'all don't want to believe that, but I know you. Hey, look, y'all gonna all go to the Bible and write in the Bible in Genesis. Lamech was the very first person that was with polygamy. He had multiple wives. All throughout the Old Testament, there were multiple wives. But the New Testament, which was given to our ancestors and forced upon them during slavery by white people who never done anything good for black people, and forced them to believe these things. Hence, and that is the one thing which is free, by the way. It doesn't cost you anything for a man to have sex with another woman every once in a while. But it can cost you everything when it comes to your child growing up and being successful in life. Because if a single mother raising a child, the child more than likely going to end up dead early, not going to graduate high school, in prison, with STDs. It's so
Wait, back up.
things.
Wait. What?
I know. I was.
You say wait. You say if you a single mother, your child gonna end up with all them things?
It's a fact. Look it up.
No, it's not. I'm a single mother.
Mothers. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. But you can look it up. Single mothers, statistically speaking, when I'm not saying all, because my friend has a sister who has 4 kids and they're all very successful. But a majority of the time, if you have a single mother, the child is more likely not to be. You can look it up. A single father puts out equivalent to a 2-parent household, whereas single mothers, where there's really no, especially once the child gets up there, no discipline, no structure, the children turn out worse. But y'all can go read that for yourself. We're not going to talk about that.
I'm not reading that
I'm
bull crap. Who did they come to? Who did they come to? Who did they interview? Because last time I checked, every fucking school shooter got a daddy at home.
Look, hold on.
Mama and daddy at home.
We are talking about statistics. Go on your phone right now and Google statistics for single mother households.
Okay, so
and it's going to tell
so
you
who is this? Who is this coming from? Who is this coming from?
These are statistics from the FBI. These are from
the
FBI.
Okay, from the same people who always dog out black women. Really?
Mm.
So okay, so you said that.
One at a time. Hold on, Rico. Let him finish. Rico,
I'm not talking about black women, single mothers, period. I'm not talking about just black women, white women, Asian women. They could be a purple woman, but a woman that raises a child by herself, the child doesn't fare well in life. That is a fact. You can look it up all you want, but we are talking about the reason men should not. Every species the same. God created more females than there is males. So you're telling me all these species out here, you have a cow, you got one bull. All these hens in a chicken coop, you got a rooster. It's like that everywhere. And it's no different between us. There are more than y'all than it is us, because we can spread ourselves around. Women tell me, well, God gave those men in the Old Testament multiple wives to grow to populate the earth. So you mean a man needed multiple wives to populate the earth, but we don't need multiple women in order to keep the earth populated? Think about the numbers. If you go and you look, if every man had a woman, we would be a dying species. The only reason you believe that is because someone told you that. Furthermore, not one of you have ever had something that you say you want. Neither one of you have ever met a woman who haven't been cheated on, nor a man that haven't been cheated. But yet you tell these young women that they can have something no woman throughout history has ever had. It's because it was never intended that way. White men in 1525. They translated it then. The Bible was written in Aramaic and Hebrew, 2 languages that don't really translate to English. And people try to tell me that those words that they read in the New Testament are God's words. No, when the 12 apostles translated it, it probably was. But when the white man translated it to English and gave it to our ancestors in slavery, it was meant to control our people. And that is exactly what it's done. Our men are not in the household, and black women care about a man putting his meat in a woman for 2 or 3 minutes when he still and want to send him away when he's taking care of everything else. White women, Asian women, none of those women don't do that. They'll say they want.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Let's get some comments.
Don't do that.
Let's get some comments. Go ahead.
We
got to get some comments. Go ahead, Mo.
Oh, Miss Mo, defend.
Don't do that, because I just said this on a comment where a guy said the exact same thing that you're saying right now. Now, I've been in the military, so I done lived on different continents, and I done seen single women everywhere. Oh, he cheated. They're out. And the only reason why we're out when y'all cheat is because we don't have to do it. We don't have to sit back and take your infidelity, because when you stood in front of you sat there and said you did a whole lot of stuff about the Bible, right? Because I don't think nobody stood in front of their preacher, a pastor, or a judge, and when you said death do us part, it didn't say death do we part. Who is we? It said us, the two that's standing here. True. You took a vow to be married to this person. You didn't take a vow to be married to Sally ass down the street. You took a vow to be loyal, faithful, and honest to this person to death do us part. So you can't mix the Bible in with that and then mix a ritual of getting married and say that you're not supposed to be with one woman. If you're not supposed to be with one woman, stop being with one. Stop letting one woman think that she's the only one.
Who said that? I
Put a
never
hole
said.
on your
Oh,
forehead.
wait.
If
I
you're
never said
married
I
and
did
you
that.
cheat, if you just said no man is supposed to be with one woman, then why get
Exactly.
married?
Okay.
Why?
Look,
Be
but
for
Hold
the
on,
but
streets and
Rico.
again,
stay out
you
there.
can have.
Rico, hold up
We
before you
should
go,
be able to
Rico.
have multiple
Rico,
wives,
hold up,
multiple
Rico, hold
wives,
up.
as many as we can take care
Rico,
of.
Rico, hold up before you go, because I gotta get Shan in, so
Okay.
I gotta get her to say something right
Get
quick
them,
too.
Shan.
Shan, come
Okay,
on.
so I can't speak for all women, but I will speak from Chan's mouth. Okay, so um I always this is, women need to look at their fathers. You know what I'm saying? And fathers need to think, how they live and would they want their girls to be like them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how a man can live a certain way, a man can be a certain way, and he has a daughter. Or you know what? Not even a daughter. He has a mother. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear a man talk like that, I'm like, don't you have a mother? Do you have a
I
sister?
do.
Do you have an auntie? Do you
I
have a
do.
grandma? Do you have a great grandmother? You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, it's like, would they be proud of you if you was doing that? How would your daughter look at you if she was growing up, she was messing with this man and that man and had this man as her husband and this man as her husband, or she wants to marry this one too? Like, I just want to know, like, how do they feel about women and girls who they have in their lives? I raised my son. I'm a single black woman. Okay. I am educated. I do have a very good job. All right. I tell my son, all right, if you ever get involved with a female, if you do not like her, don't play games. Let her go. And you go your own separate way. My daughter, okay, another black woman, sorry, not single, another black woman who I raised, okay, on my own. My daughter has a family of her own. She has two boys, all right, and she has a husband, all right. I would never allow her to degrade herself to be a wife with another wife and another wife and another wife. If that man has to cheat on you with all these different women, you do not need to be with him. You wouldn't want for that for your boys. I know my daughter would not love for her boys to grow up having all these multiple women in their lives like that. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's more women growing up without fathers to be there to support their children. That's all that's going to be. So but I don't care what the stats say. I'm a living fact and a living witness of a single black, woman. So the stats, whatever.
I have daughters, I have sisters, I have all of those. And when you say telling your daughter to have this husband, no, because a man and a woman is two different people. That's two different genders, two different species. We are not the same. Men and women, God didn't intend for us to be the same. Women and men are not equal to one another. There is a difference. A man can do things women can't do. A woman can do things men can't do. It's not meant to be that way. And yes, I did bring the God and the church part in it, because a man, if it was okay, so check this out. Y'all only want to go with the New Testament. So it's okay in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, as long as I live by the Old Testament, I can have as many wives as I want. But the New Testament, because they say in this one, you can only have one wife, or that's what I'm supposed to do. So which is which? So which one do you believe? You believe which one fits your narrative, but you're saying I can't believe the one that fits mine. Mine, I have science and truths about it. Neither one of you have ever met a man that has never cheated, yet you want to chastise me about saying something. You have sons. Your sons are going to cheat on their girlfriends. They are. It's a
That
fact,
don't make it
especially if
right.
they're young. Oh, exactly. But you're trying. My point is, we gotta stop telling these young women they could have something that no woman has ever had, and get these men back in the house with these kids so our kids can stop ending up in prison. Because without the discipline and the structure of the man, a majority of those kids is what you see now. Of the reason a majority of our children are in prison, dropping out of school, most of our girls walking around half naked, because if they had a man in their life, they would not walk around dressed like
You
that.
you
But
just
a majority of them
contradicted
don't talk to
yourself.
their family. No, I
So
didn't.
if okay,
How?
so
He just
you saying
flipped,
that
like,
it
yeah.
you just saying that, okay, a man being in the house is supposed with the man in the house cheating on the mama, stressing the mama out, causing the mama
I'm not
all
saying
kind of
cheating.
stuff. Then you
I'm
get,
not saying
excuse
cheating.
me.
I'm not saying cheating. I'm not saying cheating. That's what you're missing. She knows what's going on. I'm not saying
wait. So a
cheating
woman is allowing you
no,
to
I'm not
cheat.
saying cheating.
The woman is allowing you to have a
I'm not
girlfriend.
saying
Yeah,
cheating.
that's what he's saying.
My whole point of it is letting you know that it's because men were never designed to be with one woman. I'm not saying cheating. I'm
No.
being straight up.
You,
If I met either one of you, and I approached you from within 5 minutes, I'm gonna tell you everything about me. I'm not gonna tell you a lie. Within 5 minutes, I don't believe in that. I want men to be honest. I tell men to be honest with it. You'd be surprised how many of them will choose you and respect you for telling them the truth and give them the option to choose. No, I'm not saying cheating. She's definitely in. She knows, but I'm saying she shouldn't get upset about it because that's just a man being
okay,
a man.
so
And
are
a woman
you
say, well, why can't
gonna be mad and when she go out there and sleep with somebody else because she's not getting fulfilled by you?
see, check this out. If that was the case, I would not be mad, but that's not the case. Women don't do that. Y'all not wired to just go and sleep around. You say you are. You're gonna
I'm
get
not saying
tired of a
I
man
am.
jumping up and down
I'm not
inside of you.
saying I am, but you're not listening to me. Let me tell you something. If you're my man and you out here sleeping with all these other women and you leaving me at home, and I say when you leaving me at home because you leaving me and these kids to go out and be in somebody else's bed. So now you come home with the a risk of giving me an STD, some of them that might could kill me or I cannot get rid of with a pill. That's one. Two, where the finances going? You just taking your penis over there or you taking money over there with you? Now
That's
you
what I'm
taking
saying.
away. Now you taking away from the financial stability in the
Nope.
house. Now you got to see my daughter make now we got a daughter. Now our daughter see this is acceptable behavior. So now she got to lower herself to go out here and be with a man, knowing that he gonna cheat.
No, see, you're making it all in a bad situation. Wait, what I'm saying is the woman knows he's not taking away time from his woman. He's not taking away finances from his woman. And I'm not saying every man should have multiple women, but if a man can, I say a man should have as many women he can take care of.
So when you
kids.
go,
If you
you
can
say
take
you
care of
not
those
taking
women,
anything from the woman. You're not taking anything from the woman.
nope, nope,
You're not taking no time from the woman. So
nope.
therefore, when you go be with Pam, I could go be with Rodney.
Go ahead. You're gonna stop before I do. You
Damn.
will, because you're not wired like that. Your body is not wired. You're gonna get tired of
What
it. You're
does
gonna
a
get
woman
tired
need?
of
She wants to be financially taken care of. She
it.
wants peace. She wants security. And then you're not providing that. You're not providing security for me if you out there sleeping with her. But Rodney's surviving.
You can
Rodney is giving me security. So let me go over here and be with Rodney and leave you alone.
Miss Mo, you're not being realistic. You're being controversial. You're not being
Oh my God.
you're not being realistic because it's not something that you want. Yet both of you know that you've never had a man that hasn't cheated. You've never had it. So my thing is, they're gonna cheat anyway. Why use it? They're not gonna stop doing it. Yeah, when we get older and a woman meet a man and he marry him and she say, well, I married him and he cheated. He over 45. He don't got the energy to go cheat no more. But what I'm talking about is young men. It's the truth. Young men, young men are not going to be with one woman. Y'all, okay, you say you're single. Are you single as well, Miss Shan?
Yes.
Is that your name?
Yes.
You're single as well, right? And why are y'all single? Because you're not putting up with men. The thing about it is there are women that will. So either I'm gonna tell you this, and it's gonna be kind of rude. I'm gonna tell you about some female friends I had in high school because I've been talking this way since high school. I told them you're either gonna accept it or change, or you're gonna be old and an old lonely woman. And they always, I'll be an old lonely woman. Guess what? I'll be 50 this year, and most of them are already over 50, and they're lonely old women because they didn't choose to change the way that they were. And it's sorry, but both of you will be too.
No. Hold on. You're
Alimony.
50. You're 50. I'm 56. I choose to be
Exactly.
single and lonely. I ain't lonely.
Look, I'm talking about when it comes to relationship. I'm not trying to upset one of you. My thing, I'm being realistic. If most women, when you first meet a man, you're waiting for him to do something wrong, mainly mess with another woman, especially when we're younger. And then when he do it, you act crazy and get mad. You're expecting him to do it. You're either gonna, as young women, you're either gonna share the man knowingly or unknowingly as young men, but he will not be with you. And I want older women to stop telling women that they can have something that no woman has ever had throughout history.
Let me see what Sharon got to say. Sharon, come on in. What's Sharon?
I mean, listen, being a woman that's in her 40s now, I mean, I ain't putting up with none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I choose to be single as well because I have had my younger years dealing with all kind of mess. I'm not putting myself through that. I have a young man that I'm raising. I also have a daughter. I have to have self-respect for myself. There's no way I'm bringing a man home with me knowing that he's sleeping with other women. And I just, that's just not what I'm going to do. But there are women now. There are women out here. I don't know if you know, but there are women out here that are wired to just be sleeping around with other men as well. I mean, so there's women out here that's doing that also. All I want to, it's just such a double standard with guys because they always say that, well, I'm built to be this way, but you're not. But women have actually, kind of flipped the script a little bit and are doing the exact thing that men are doing now. So it goes both ways. So, the stats and all the other stuff like that, I mean, whatever. I mean, things have changed a lot.
You're right. Things have changed, but that doesn't change behavior. One thing has changed. Nothing. Our instincts as men is never going to change. We are predators. We see the woman we are attracted to. We didn't see her and say, "Oh, she looked like she'll build wife." No, we walked up to you because of you. Ultimately, that is the first thing that crosses our mind when we see you. If a man walk up to you, he wants to have sex with you. He didn't walk up to you because he thought you looked like you'd be a good baby mama or a good wife or a good mother or bring him peace. It was a physical attraction. Wrong. More than likely, that's a fact. I'm like I said, I'm 49, be 50 in September, but I'm telling you my experiences with it. I don't tell by 24, 25, I don't tell no lie. From 5 minutes of me meeting you, I'll tell you everything about me. You either with it or you not. I could care less. I still speak to you when I see you, but just because you don't like what I say, don't make it true. Everything I'm saying, I done read and researched about. Y'all keep telling women that they can have something or men or women can do this too, but you're still not accepting the facts of the situation. A young man is not going to be with one woman. So if he's not, let's stop telling these young girls that they can have that and telling their baby's dad he can't come around because he fucking Sarah over here or Pam. No, I'm not saying it's okay, but if that's the only thing stopping our families and us raising our children, right? It doesn't stop. No woman has ever had it. But
what you mean raising our kids right?
That's
they
what
need
that's why I
men
keep
in
bringing
the
up my
household.
situation with kids.
We need men in the house, men or household. That's why these kids are out of control. No structure, no discipline, because men overall, we do the discipline.
First of all, you don't
That
need to be in my house. You don't need to
exactly.
You don't need to be in my house teaching that. How about this? How about we're not together? You go to court. You ain't got to go to court. You ain't got to go to court until this happens. Help raise your kids. You don't have to be in the house to help raise your kids.
No,
Help raise your kids.
Hold on. Not necessarily in the house. I'm saying access to the child. Access to the child. We keep our granddaughter right now because my daughter wasn't ready to be a parent, but she acts crazy. Her baby's dad don't want her, and she don't like him seeing him because he don't want everywhere. I don't like it. She stays mad at me because I side with him because I went through the same thing with her mom. So look, y'all are just coming at me because
I don't get
saying something that you agree with, but you're missing the point. You're to listen and understand where I'm coming from because you're listening to respond, not to understand
No,
what
I'm
I'm saying
listening to
because
you go back and forth. You just said the Bible, then you're saying today's world, this, that, and the other. Until you can find them other 13, 16 books of the Bible, please don't preach the Bible to me. Not on our
no,
standpoint.
because that's the
Because
only
I
thing that
don't
y'all
I
don't
don't understand why black preachers they want to sit up here in these pulpits and they want to talk knowing that there's parts of the Bible about us that have been taken out. You
Yeah.
sat there and said the Bible was written by white man or translated by the Greeks or whoever
it
in
was.
Latin, whoever translated the Bible. That's why I believe in God. I believe in
I
the
do
Father, the
too.
Son, and the Holy Spirit. Ain't nobody gonna come knock on my door on Saturday morning and change my mind.
I
Ain't
do
nobody
too.
gonna do that. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm a bad person because I don't go to church every Sunday. Because I see more heathens in church than I see in the club.
Demons in
And
church.
then,
Let me ask this
so
right
what?
here.
I say it's demons in church.
Yeah. Rico, when you were saying young men, so about what age are we talking about as the young men when you were saying the young men? Because I know as a
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
From a teenager up until 30, 31. Yeah, and even after that, it's hard. But what a lot of women look, okay, y'all have estrogen, we have testosterone. The National Institute for Health done a study on men ages 40 to 78. And what they found was that men with high testosterone levels for their age bracket, they all cheated. Men with low testosterone said that they didn't. If men 40 to 78 saying they are still cheating, what you think the men that's younger than that? It's you can't help it. It's impossible for a young male to be with one woman. Do the studies and read about how hard it is for a young man. They go to counseling, they're depressed, all kinds of things because it's not in us to be that way. We're not
So
hardwired to be that way.
so
Research
Rico,
all
what
the things I'm talking about and come back and get with me. And y'all will see
so
for yourselves. The science
so
says, man, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Rico, what you're saying is that a man should pretty much have the right to be with more than one woman, and the one and his wife has no right to say anything.
I'm gonna say one thing last, and I'll leave it at that. That's not
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Don't
Okay.
put
This
your
is
wife on this camera.
what I'm saying. That if a man is and a woman are together, when they have kids, or whether they have kids or not, if that man is doing everything he needs to take care of the household, his woman, the kids, all of the above, in a perfect world, she's not going to know what he's doing because he shouldn't be in the streets doing it. But if she was to find out, all I'm saying is it shouldn't be an end all be all. That's all that I'm saying. If she does find out, I'm not saying he should be out there letting it be known. No, he should not be doing that. But what I am saying is it shouldn't be an end all be all just because he had sex with some other woman. And now the family is broken up when he hasn't taken anything away from her. Because I don't want
What you
anybody to
mean
be
you haven't taken nothing away from her? You out here fucking somebody else. What you mean you
that is
haven't taken? You
nothing.
took her security
That
away.
is
You
nothing.
took her. You took the loyalty out of our relationship.
That is nothing to us. Like sex doesn't
Loyalty ain't nothing to you.
sex doesn't mean anything to a man. As soon as we come, the first thing popping our head is how I'm gonna get away from her. Am I lying? Seven?
Damn.
Am I lying? Soon as we come, first thing popping our head, how I'm gonna get away from her. Most of the time, we done told one of our homeboys to call or text so we can get away. Am I lying, Seven? Exactly.
Depends on the
I'm
woman, I
telling
guess.
you, we
For
see stuff.
real.
A man, we could have sex with a woman we hate.
No, that's true though.
We will have sex with a woman. Can't do that. If she's fine enough, we will have.
So what you saying is you can't control yourself.
What?
No, it's
So what
being a
you
man.
saying is you can't control yourself.
Why
Then
is it?
why get married? Why get married?
Hey, why is it when a woman gets turned up, it's her emotions, we gotta respect it. But when a man wants to sleep with most of the women, his hormones don't have nothing to do with it. We only apply science when it wants to
Exactly.
be applied to you all, which is crazy because women technically outnumber men out here in society. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, you taking into consideration if every woman out here wants a man, right? Every woman can't have a man. That means you're gonna have to share, and that's just basic math.
Didn't I just say that earlier? I just said that same thing earlier.
It's men locked up, it's gay dudes. Every woman not gonna get a man, but every woman deserves a man to protect her. And although you may feel like you raising your son as a man, he not your man. You feel me? He gonna get his own woman. He gonna dip one day. He gonna still love you and take care of you, but he not gonna be there to protect you like your man would. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like it's a lot of modern day mindsets when it comes to women. But you all want old school men. You can't be a modern day woman and want an old school man. You gotta take it how it go. Even back in the old days, women knew the men was stepping out, but if he was taking care of his thing, and I'm not justifying it, I'm just saying. Back in the days, the women had that kind of value to their man. It's like, he's still taking care of my kids.
That was his other wife, his
right.
Other
that was just his other family, and sometimes they'd come together. I didn't see some old school dudes that had all their baby moms together, and then none of them argued. It was all cool.
It wasn't until women started having to do their own thing when in 1953, when the welfare system started, when they gave them women $15 and said, we're gonna give you this $15 extra a month, but that you can't have a man there. And then women had started to work and do more. The man outside the house. Guess what? I'm paying my own bills. I should be able to have my own. Hence, now roles in our community are gone.
Let me see what Shan got and then come back to Mo. Shan, go ahead and then we're gonna come back to Mo.
I mean, he said, you got the modern life compared to, us wanting like, I guess what, like men from like the past, like old school men. Is that what you're trying to say? Like to love us and to care for us and to be there for us and protect us? Or
when I say that, I really mean that women and that today, they want to do whatever they want to do, and they still want a man to pay for everything and take care of everything. They don't have to do nothing, but sit back and relax. And it's like the concept of even going 50-50 is really hard for a lot of women, even though 50-50 is better than going 100 by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like the modern day, y'all looking for a 6 foot tall guy who making 8 figures or something. It's too much.
Not all women think like that. And I think that men have the concept to think that that's what women want. And I mean, I don't agree with that. And that's what see, men, I think they kind of approach us already and they just assume they know what we want. And they assume they think they know what we're looking for without even asking. Like, like he said, sex. So it's like, a man, sees a woman that automatically thinks, yeah, she wants to have sex with me. I want to have sex with her. So we're going to have sex, but it doesn't work like that for us. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work. It don't work like that.
We don't think.
Okay, but we we don't operate like that. So I still don't agree with the whole, I'm raising my son differently, and hopefully I understand he's going to choose his own path. He's going to choose his own way, but he can't say that I did not, raise him up like that, because I'm not raising him up to be that type of man. I want him to be that protector. I want him to be that man who his daughters can look up to and who his sons, his sons can look up to. I'm raising him that way so he can have the respect from me, and he can have the respect from his grandmother and his great grandmother, his aunties and his sisters. Like, I think that, it would really make everybody happy, including him. It would make him feel better just as a man, as a young man, to be that man that wouldn't step out and do anything like that to his loved one. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question for you.
Let me before you hold that question, let me make sure Mo doesn't have anything, and then we'll get your question. Mo, you got something on that, or are you good?
I'm just gonna sit at home and count my rice one at a time over here in peace.
Okay, Rico, go ahead.
Hey,
and
do Miss Chandra Shan, do you have a brother?
I have 3 brothers.
Okay, you have 3 brothers. Did she say? I can't hear her.
Yeah, she's got 3 brothers.
Oh, you have 3 brothers. You have you ever hooked your brother up with someone?
No.
Never?
No.
Oh, okay. Man, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah, that's different.
Hey, Rico, do you see the question that's on the board? I think that may have been before you right there.
I believe you are projecting what you are actually doing. My question is, does your wife know about your life? Okay, check this out. My wife and I have known each other since we were in elementary school. So my wife was actually my female best friend, and she knows everything about me. She knows I've been talking this way since high school. I've been talking this way. My wife is in the other room. I'm sure she can hear me. I could call her in here right now. So, and she knows exactly. I don't lie. I've been saying this, and I've been this way since junior high school, and no one can tell me any difference. women believe and say they want something that no woman has ever had. No woman has had it. Make that make sense to me. You keep telling these young women, which is keeping our young men and women separated, and the men away from the children, that they can have something that no woman has had. Even your grandparents, your brothers, and your son, believe it or not, his instincts are going to kick in, because when you see a woman that you're physically attracted to, you cannot help it. That testosterone, you see how Seven shaking his head? Your son can have a girlfriend, but if he comes in contact with a woman he's attracted to, and she smiles at him, he's gonna do it. It's
That boy in
instinct.
hunt mode.
It's instinct. You feel bad after you bust. Once you get it, soon as you bust, you like, oh man, I shouldn't have done it. But guess what? He's gonna do it again.
That's that post nut clarity.
There. It's because that's the way we are wired. It doesn't make us wrong, and it doesn't make it so bad. I just want our people to get together. But the sad part is, older women, our age, over 40, they won't ever get it because it's embedded in them now that they think they can have something. But in reality, they won't ever have it because no woman ever has.
I'm gonna say this before somebody go. At my day and age, I don't want but one goddamn woman. Because
we older now, of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Because we older now. Because I know you said early the younger men.
I'm talking about young men. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to reach. Young men and women. I'm not talking about us old heads and all that. Because if a woman get one now, he's older. He ain't worried about. He wants a woman, a good woman, someone like that. I'm not. Well, I would, because you get too old for all of that crap. But young men, no. I'm just trying. I'm talking to the young females. Look, if the man is there and can do for you and yours, don't let that be the end all be all. And men, don't lie to these women. If you're going to be with other women, you should tell them. Give them the option to choose. Don't play no games.
But I'm gonna say this before Shan grow. I don't think men are going to tell them the truth on that, because they want to make sure that they don't lose that pussy that they got right there. So if they feel that if they tell the truth, they're going to lose that pussy that they got right there with her, and they don't want to do that. They want to keep that. So they're going to go out there and keep doing what they do and laying their dick everywhere they can until they get caught. But I just wanted to make sure I said that. But let me see. I think Shan had something.
But stuff like that gives us more reason to stay single. I've been through all of that, and that's the stuff that I'm talking about. And you could say lonely or alone or whatever, but I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my 40s. I don't care how young I may look, you know what I'm saying? But I am in my 40s, So I don't want to deal with that, Like that's stuff that I don't want to deal with. So I'm single by choice. I don't care what it is.
Right.
Hey, I just want to say this. She had made a statement saying that when men see women, we automatically think that they want to have sex, right? There are some women like that, right? But as a man, right? And I'm just putting it out there. This is how it goes. This is science to the whole thing, right? As a man, it's our job to persuade you to get a pussy up. We gonna do whatever we gotta do. It's gonna be some finessing. You saying you good where you at, and I respect that. But let the right man come along. He show you the right features. That man saying the right words. He's smelling good. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go. You might not be in a relationship, but you might hand him a little piece of the pie.
That's all it takes is the right man to come along, and you'll be surprised what you would do and how you would change if the right man come along. Women will say that, but the right man come along, being able to provide that security that you need, you'll be surprised.
Or not even provide it, just make you think.
Though. But see, this is what I'm saying though, because this is what I'm hearing. Okay, you talking about, we're trying to get the pussy, but then at the same time, what the right one come along? But how are we supposed to know if he's right, if that's what he's really geared for? You see what I'm saying? Because what I'm hearing is that men, they're gonna keep it going, until they get it. So that's what I'm trying to say. How are we supposed to justify? How are we supposed to know that he's really him? We don't know if he's really him if you're playing that game. You see what I'm saying? Because from what I'm hearing, that's what y'all doing, and that's all it is. So what's the purpose? Like women we're creatures. We're already, people already know women are emotional creatures. We are completely
The ones
built
that keep it real
differently.
with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on,
They keep it
let her
real
go
with
and
you.
get finished. Let her finish, y'all. Let her finish. Go ahead, Shannon.
Okay,
Finish up.
so we are emotional creatures, so we already built differently. You know what I'm saying? So if that is what you want, if that's what you are trying to do, why manipulate us and ruin our mindset? Just leave us alone. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know you don't want anything but that, because that's how you got this cycle going of hurting women out here like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle because you got men that's built and wired scientifically to all this stuff and the stats that y'all are talking about, and you got women over here that, you know what I'm saying, that want to stay single, or but you know taking longer to want to give it up because you playing that game that like that. Like that's not cool. That's what I'm saying. Like I hear what you're saying, but then I hear him with him, you know, so y'all are like, I think we're not even matching what we even trying to talk about.
No, we matching.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we are. But
Oh,
just
okay.
think about this. How much, if you didn't care, check this out. How many relationships, good relationships, would you still have if you didn't care or get mad because he messed with another woman? Are there any men that you would still be with, but you left because he couldn't stop messing with other women, but he checked all the other boxes?
No.
So it's none that ever you haven't came across no man that checked all the other boxes that made you happy, and the one thing he done was cheat.
No, they don't, it's always boxes that they missing.
Oh well, then you definitely meeting the wrong dang man. What city you in?
No, that and I don't think it's the wrong man. I just think this, you know, how society and how the generation is now. I really don't believe that there are a lot of good men left. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
I've
that's
been
not
married,
true.
so let's not say that. I have been married and I have been out in the world, you know. So I have made it this far to be in my 40s. So I do know something. So I actually did meet a guy who was actually not from the area, is an older guy. He's actually in his 50s. So I'm meeting a lot of older men in their 50s who's still playing the game that you're trying to say that we're talking about younger men, but you have older men that's in their 50s that's still playing that game. Okay. So they want to do this love bombing thing and they want to tell you all these things and they want to do all these different things because, like you said, they're aiming for something. Right. But what I'm trying to say is like, how are us women supposed to justify, how are we supposed to make a determination like he is the real thing, he really is trying to be with me in that kind of way? But what I'm hearing
Yeah,
is men just want to have sex, though. That's what
I'm
I'm hearing. Like you said, when a
trying to
man
do
meets a
that.
woman, that's what he wants to do.
let me let me
I'm
let
trying
me
to
say
get
this. Yes, Sam, I'm gonna let you go. Shan, I don't think you can. I mean, until he finally get to the point to where
you.
he's like through with that shit and through running and through horn. I heard this one guy say, and I forgot his name. It's only so much new pussy out there,
That's
you
true.
know. So the pussy's not yours; it's just your turn. So
Yeah.
he has to get to a point to where he's like, you know what?
That boy.
I've got my baby. I don't want no more of that bullshit. I'm through running. You know, that dog don't hunt. Even some guys in their 50, and you may see some of them that's in they base. I'm not saying, I'm just using for example, in their baseball caps, they jerseys and they gold chains or whatever and shit like that. And you'd be like, okay, your ass is damn near 60. You ought to be past that shit. But
Yes.
some of them may not be, you know. So I don't think you can really tell when they dog stop hunting, you
Ask
know.
questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if you ask, I feel even if you ask the questions that you may not get the right answer because he still want to keep that pussy over here on lock. So I think he's still going to lie just so he can keep that pussy that he know he got on lock while he's going over there hitting that other pussy. You know,
Yeah.
and that
I
just,
don't
and
see
I
that.
can be totally wrong. But let me see what's Seven was going to say something.
So what I really feel is when like Rico was saying, like honestly, when the father is not in the household or in the life of the child, right? A lot of that can be avoided when you're allowing the father to teach the daughter properly. You know what I'm saying? The father is gonna put the daughter up on game instinctively because he don't want his daughter just to be getting fucked. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. So when you keep the father out of his daughter's life, you know what I'm saying? You're really taking a lot of information away from her when it comes to finding mates. Because a dad is really gonna put the woman on game. You know what I'm saying? He gonna tell her what to look out for. He gonna tell her how to treat a man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that you can read when it comes to that. And a lot of like women really don't understand men completely, and a lot of men don't even understand women completely. So we really do get each other's crisscross.
Yes.
But at the baseline of all this, what I really want ladies to understand is pussy is the most important thing to a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I know that's gonna sound crazy, but that's just how we built. For the simple fact is this: if I get in a relationship, right, I could be the most faithful man in the world. But if you stop giving me some pussy, I'm gonna look for someone else instinctively.
Yeah,
that's just how your body is wired, because you're gonna want it. You're gonna be smelling pheromones, you're gonna be locked in, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker gonna be looking at you a certain type of way, and it may not even be something that's on your mind, but if your wife is not giving you that energy that you craving, you know what I'm saying? I think baseline what women need to understand is this: a man can take care of himself, a woman can take care of herself, but a man still gonna want some pussy at the end of the day. That's how it is. That's why a man is even looking for a wife. A man looking for a wife, he ain't looking for a wife to pay no bills. He looking for a wife to get some constant pussy and have kids. Kids come with getting some pussy. This is all in this is synchronicity right here, man. Y'all keep talking about y'all want unorganic things. Y'all want money. Y'all want security. We just want vagina. That's what God made. We want that man-made money. I keep saying this: man-made money. Man made all this other shit. That's what women want. Y'all say y'all don't be giving no fuck about what men do, but everything y'all want, a man created. We want what y'all got naturally. If you pay attention to society, a man only gets power when he gets pussy. That lets you know y'all got the power right there. All the power is in your hands.
I have a question for Miss Shan. Do you realize what is a woman if a man is married? What is the and he has a woman on the side? What is she called? If a man is married, he's missing, huh?
A side piece.
Yeah, mistress, right? His mistress.
Yeah.
What is if a woman is married? What is and she's messing with a man on the side? What is he called?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not a title for that.
Oh, that's modern.
No, it's not a title for it. That means it's so common for a man to have another woman on the side. They made a word for it, but it's not one for a woman that's married and has a man on the side.
But it's the same thing. You're doing the same thing. It's the same thing, though. It's the same thing.
Let me move to 7, because 7 hadn't brought up a talking point. Let me see if 7 has something that he want to bring up right quick. 7, you got a talking point you want to throw out there?
Man, I'm just going with the flow, man. I'm with it because this it's spicy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact is, women just need to understand that they got all the power in their court. A man is only going to be powerful. A man in power is not just measured by his money, but it's measured by how many women want to be around him. And that doesn't just have to do with having sex with a woman. That just has something to do with how many women are drawn to you. This is what society sees. Like boys in high school and men, even when they go out, when women look at them, they boys look at them like, bro, you the man, dog. You know what I'm saying? The women looking at you.
Exactly.
You the man. And we're still animals at the end of the day. We may be civilized. But you look at the lion. A lion don't just got one woman. He got a pack. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole tribe. There are some animals that are singled out to have one woman, like a penguin or a seahorse. You know what I'm saying? But it's very rare. You know what I'm saying? The seahorse carry the kids. Yeah. So technically,
the male does.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, man, we really got to start looking at things a little bit different. I'm not even saying that's just justify it, because I also believe in women having a bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? I believe in that too. If it's one woman, she gonna eight dudes, and all of them down for it, fuck it.
Look at this thing that I have right here. If I pass that to each and every one of you, you're okay with touching it, right? But if there's some water in here and I give it to each one of you and you put your finger in it, how many of you gonna drink out of it? Are you gonna drink out of that, Shan? No, none of you will. That's the difference between men and women. Are constantly different people digging off inside of you, and then a man just going inside of a woman. It's nothing to us. Sex isn't the same for us. It's just like it's not the same for you, which is understandable. You have someone going inside of you, which is why mean so much to you. But you look at sex from most standpoint, and they think about it from that standpoint. We don't do sex that way. It's not that intimate to us. We're just trying to get a nut. I promise you. If it's not our woman, as soon as we bust, we thinking, I shouldn't have done it. How I'm gonna get away from her? We don't want to be around her no more. It's the truth.
Okay, so
We
then
want to
that
get
just
away
actually
and
goes
go be
back
with
to
our
what
woman
Wisdom was
because we
saying.
got what we
Well, it just
wanted.
goes back to what it goes back to what Wisdom was saying. You can't make no determination if the man is really serious about you or not,
You
because
can though.
no, you actually can't. Because no, you
You
can't.
can.
You know, because all men seem to be wired, like you said, to want to have sex. But enough about that. I want to get back to what
Whoa, but if
Seven
you
was
want to do
saying.
it to him,
I want to get back to what Seven was saying when he was talking about how for a man to be a father and being able to be there to put the daughters on game and stuff like that. But you know, when he is actually doing things
mm-hmm.
behind the scenes to the mother, but he's trying to teach the son and trying to teach the daughter about game and about men to watch out for and stuff like that. But he is that man. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, but you are that man that's doing that stuff to the mother, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to tell your daughter to watch out for men like this, or you trying to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to understand.
You put them up on game. You let them know what to look for.
But how is it for a man to be able to tell his daughter that, or tell his son whatever, but he is that man that is the one that's doing those things?
Well, I think you gotta first be able to teach the child to watch your movements. And that's what anything you teach your child, that should be one of the first lessons you teach them is watch as I do, not as I say. You know what I mean? And then your daughter gonna be wise regardless. If you the one out there cheating and your daughter found out that you was cheating and she been watching you all these years how you move around, she gonna be wise as hell. She gonna see that, she gonna know that. And she gonna know the shit you saying is either true or bullshit. You know what I mean? You could be a cheater and your daughter can see that you've been cheating all this time and still know the game you was giving her was real. You just been applying that shit. So you the asshole.
I tell
But
my
sometimes
daughters, I tell them,
the
go ahead.
but see, that's how sometimes some daughters and some sons kind of turn out, a certain way, like you were talking about earlier. That some that the parenting, sometimes from the mother or the father, whoever. Sometimes that's how the kids kind of go through those rough patches in life because of stuff like that. Not necessarily with sometimes with the father actually being there makes things worse sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't actually turn out to be in the best favor of the child. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the
No,
father is the one that's doing good. We was talking
No,
about this earlier. I'm not sure if Seven was on
Yeah.
here.
yeah, you're definitely right.
When let me say this right here. I mean, I see the comments, stay away from men like me. I don't know if you're staying away from men, but women cheat also.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what she mean by stay away from men like me, but I know women um that's walking around with a big dick and they cheat 100 miles an hour on their partner, and they're gay,
Yep.
they LGBTQ, and they cheat. They'll see another woman and they'll cheat like that. But I just wanted to put that out there when I saw she posted that comment. She just said something else. I just posted it. But I want to say this, that I think that no matter how we teach our kids, whether it be our daughters or our son, at some point in some time, they're gonna grow their own mind. And as far as guys, that dog is gonna hunt because that radar is just sticking out there. And he's gonna see that woman walking over there, or that young girl walking over there with the shorts all up her ass, or showing a camel toe or whatever, and something like that, and then that girl is gonna see that guy over there with that fine ass and that this and that, or that dick print, and she's gonna want some of it. So I just think no matter how much we teach our kids, to eventually they're going to grow their own mind, and they're going to get out there and experience whatever they experience on their own, no matter what we teach them. But that's just me. I don't know, because I teach my daughter certain things about a guy and all that stuff and whatever. But in the end, she has her own mind. When her fiance asked me if he can marry her, I sit down and I talk to them and I let them know that marriages are not lasting for 30 and 40 years no more. They're breaking up a whole lot sooner than that. After 5 years, after 6 years, after 2 years, after 2 fucking months. They're not lasting like that no more, like they used to back in the day. So that's just my rant. Now I'm gonna read these comments while y'all say whatever y'all gonna say.
Hey, yeah, I want to respond to one of the comments.
Okay, go ahead.
What a person was saying, why would you want your daughter to experience that type of relationship by watching you disrespect her mother in such a way? I think honestly, it's really about your child learning, and no matter what, at the end of the day, right? If your child is young, right, and you continuously tell your child no, eventually your child is going to start to tell you no, right? If you tell your child to shut up, eventually that child is going to start telling you to shut up, right? So at the end of the day, the child is going to watch you and learn regardless, because children are sponges mentally. That's what they're going to do. So you're going to be the best teacher for that child to understand anything. So yeah, I want my daughter to watch me, even if I'm disrespecting her mother, watching me learn from me, not to fuck with nobody like me. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, you can learn something better from that. That's just how life is, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, your children should always be watching and learning you. And if you're not teaching your children that, you setting them up for failure. Because you're gonna be you when you're gonna be really you when you think ain't nobody watching.
For my reply to that comment is, I have 5 daughters, and I tell all of them, if a man being with another woman, if that is your end all be all, don't try to get in a relationship with a man when you're young, because he's not going to just be with you. But I'm just telling them the truth. It's a fact. He's not a teenage boy, a man in his 20s. He's not going to just be with you. So if either don't get in a relationship then, or don't let that be your end all be all. Like I said, I have 5 daughters. I have 4 sons as well. And it's 2 different conversations that I've had with the boy. I talk to them. With my older daughters, I had the sex conversation with them because they moms wouldn't. I'm one of these people, I communicate everything openly, no matter who it is. I believe that's the best policy. I'm going to say whatever pops in my head if I feel that we need to talk about it. And I believe, especially with children, open communication is best, because they're going to try it anyway. I'd rather you try it with me than just out there in the streets. So I tell my daughters, if that's your end all be all, when you're young, don't try to be with a man. He's not going to be with just you. He will have sex with other women. So that's my reply to that conversation. And I wouldn't disrespect her mother, because I said earlier, in a perfect world, the woman wouldn't know. It's not like the men are out there just flaunting it, messing with women out in public. I'm just saying, but if they found out about it, it shouldn't, cause you to keep the child away from the father.
Right. All right. Let me switch gears and let somebody have a comment on that. I had this to say ladies, meaning more than one, so I have to just say lady. Now Stanford the only one hanging with us. Shan, let me know if you got a break camp. We're not gonna be much longer, but you never know how we get to go in these adult conversations. But I just want to ask, if and the guys can use this toward a woman, and I see we have D watching and a couple of other ladies watching. But I'm gonna say, ladies, if you can change one thing about a man, what would it be and why? But don't say lie or cheat. Anything, if you can change one thing about a man besides saying that he's changing him from being a liar and a cheater, what else would it be? I'm just saying. And then I can ask the same of the guys, because I don't know if many women, but I know a lot of guys be lying and cheating. So Shan, what would you say, Shan, besides lying and cheating? If you can change one thing about a man besides saying that he's lying or cheating, what would it be, and why?
I know we talked about earlier, we talked about communication. I think that's really big. I think that you can avoid a lot of deep holes and a lot of rough patches if you just kind of communicate more openly. You can get a lot of truths out. And I mean, you can stop everything right there if there's something that is said that you don't want to hear or something, something like that. But I mean, communication is a big one, like about everything. So I say that, yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Guys, to you about the same, but if using with a woman, I mean, if you can change anything besides lying and cheating, what would it be?
Oh, I have one. Man, in my life, what I found about most women are unwilling to they have an inability to admit that they're wrong about something. They'll find a way to be right about something. So if I could change that, like accept responsibility, admit your ass is wrong. Yeah, don't be a hypocrite. That's what I would say.
Damn.
That's
All
right.
right.
They say it's funny, man. I be seeing on the internet they do be saying accountability is a woman's worst enemy. And that wow, because
Exactly.
I know some women that apologize when they wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, to be what I'm saying, real about that. But
I have met
I
many
think
of
what
them.
I would change is our definition of what intimacy is. You know what I mean? Because we really need to know how to take care of each other better. You know what I mean? I think if we understood how to take care of each other better mentally and spiritually, and not just physically, that we wouldn't even run into any of those problems to begin with. The lying to stop, the cheating to stop. We just need to understand each other better. You know what I mean? And we also need to understand the power of hormones. I know I spoke about that on here before, but hormones have a lot to do with people's mental state. You know, it's a lot of stuff that people take that throws people's hormones all right, and we really need to pay attention to that better, and that will really balance out our relationships a lot more. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll go ahead, Rico.
No, I was like, he definitely right, trying to understand one another more. That's something what I said earlier before you was here. I was telling Miss Mo, like she's not listening to understand me, she's listening to reply to me. And that goes to men as well, to men and women. If we would listen to understand instead of to reply because you said something that we didn't like, everything would work out better. Because but a man, most of the time we feel we can't be honest with you because number one, most of the time a woman use our, if we make ourselves vulnerable, a lot of women will turn around and use that as a weapon. That nigga said this when he was weeping and blah 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 blah. You know, you use that, you've turned that man out. We have to be able to communicate
You know,
to one another.
and I'll
Go ahead, I'm done.
say this, and y'all can see the comments right there that I just posted in the it's another one up there. Communicate, communicate, communicate. I am not a good communicator to a certain extent because if I communicate to you and open up to you, I don't want to fucking hear about that shit later on. Don't
Yep.
bring that shit up to me again. If I didn't open up to you about something or whatever, uh, absorb that shit, let it sink on in, and let that be it. Don't. Sometimes I think women have a way of remembering shit and saying, "Oh, I remember this and I remember that," and bringing that shit back up to you later. I mean, if I open up to you and communicate to you about whatever it may be, especially if it's something that may have been a low point or something real deep that bothered me or hurt me or feeling wise, and I open up to you, absorb that shit and don't bring that shit back up to me. That just my thoughts about it. Um, so when women say, communicate, communicate, I think men, and I don't know all, but I don't think they open up totally to the woman, even to their wives. I can be wrong,
No,
but
you're right.
they go ahead.
No, I say you're right. It's hard for a man to make ourselves vulnerable to just anybody, even a spouse, because a lot of times, man, like y'all said, she said earlier, women, y'all are emotional beings, and when the emotions flying high, you turn around and say something that man done told you, you just ruined y'all relationship because he'll never communicate with you again. Basically, mentally, he done left the relationship. He's just there physically, but we have to be able to communicate better.
I know women like communication. Okay, I'm gonna come right back to you, Seven. Come like communication a lot, and I know I ain't gonna say Tanya's name right, but I sure would like to get you on the podcast one time. You need to send me a carrier pigeon or smoke signal or something so I can get you on the podcast or something like that. Cause Shan, no, Shan is. I think you told me yes every time. It is so hard to get women on the podcast. Mo's been regular. Latanya, she was going to be on, but she had another meeting tonight. So I have some women that's really go to that has never told me no. So I appreciate y'all for that. But Miss Tanya, if I'm saying that right, hey, hit me up so we can get you on this podcast or something like that. And y'all, I forgot whatever else fuck I was gonna say, but let me say this: we're approaching almost 2 hours, so I don't want to keep anybody no longer than what you know. I'll leave a little meat on the bone for the next one. I don't want Shannon to see, which I know she can handle her own like she's been doing, but it was supposed to be other women on the podcast. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the room and we're gonna work this thing and give everybody a little closing comments, and then we're gonna get out of here. So Rico, since I got you on the big screen, uh, what it do?
Hey, thank y'all once again for tuning in. Hey, don't forget, go buy some of that Wizzo Talk merch and follow the podcast I'm on, If Relationships Can Talk. And for all of the ladies out there, Miss Chandra, hey, come to dance class on Thursday. I'd love to meet you.
Okay, I'll see about that.
Yeah, yeah. She'll be definitely. Come on, Miss Shannon, what you got?
Yeah, it was a good night, good night, good vibes all the time. I really enjoyed it. Got to see the man's view. You know, I wish more women would have been a part of it, but I think me and Mo held it down pretty good. So I can't wait to see everybody on the next one.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah.
Don't hold what I say
Yeah,
against me.
yeah. Mo, I reached out to Mo a while ago and on Messenger, and it kind of kicked her off or whatever and stuff like that. But she definitely has a lot of input, and I think she'll be a dance class Thursday. And I look like I got a will do from Miss Tanya, and I'm probably saying that wrong because my pronunciation ain't what the shit. But so you make sure you send me a message, Paul Wizzo on Facebook, and so we can get you on the next adult conversation between men and women. You never know where that conversation gonna
Yes.
go. It is strictly uncut, unedited. I have no idea what no one's gonna say, and no one has an idea what I'm going to say. And that's how I just like to keep it. I think it's a lot of fun like that, to where we just we keep our conversation and we bring it up and we talk about fucking and sucking from the beginning of it. And Shannon, she held it down because she like shit. He want to eat that motherfucker. I want now. Let me. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I'm not gonna
Let me
stop
come
you.
over here to Silver and see what Silver got.
Man, I just want to say, man, when it comes to relationships between men and women, no matter what it is, it's definitely okay for us to critique each other. I know a lot of people may think that women will hear something and bring it back up later, but sometimes when a woman is definitely mentally, emotionally balanced, just the same way as a man, sometimes when they're mentally, emotionally balanced, they may bring something back up to teach you a lesson, to show you something that's within you that you're not seeing. You know what I'm saying? So we really kind of got to get out of that mindset of just being in our feelings all the time. I know a lot of people are very vindictive, so they're not doing that from that standpoint. But honestly, we have to open our lines of communications with our hearts and our souls when it comes to our partners and the people that we choose to have around us in our circles, and actually help each other grow. You know what I mean? It's all our responsibilities to help each other, you know, and that just to make a better planet for our children, you know what I'm saying, in the future, because that'll teach them how to find more well-rounded people to help them grow as well, you know. So man, we just got to do better with talking to each other and loving each other right.
All right, Seven. I know you came on a little bit late, but go and hit them with your after real truth so that everybody know how to find you, find your merch and everything like that.
I bet. Yeah, man, you can Google After Real Truth, all one word, spelled correctly. You can find some of my merch, or you can just Google it. You can see I got shirts, blankets, skateboards, gym shoes. I got all type of stuff. You can find me under Cosmic Currency 777 on Spotify. Listen to some of me talking about some deep stuff or whatnot. But thank you, man. It's been an honor to be here, man.
Right, that's what's up. And y'all
Oh
make
yeah.
sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. It is absolutely free. Tune in, I believe, on the 18th, where we're talking about Trump and the Terrence. I always can't pronounce it. Yeah, thank you.
Terrence.
That right there.
Terrence.
And on the 25th, I'll be interviewing a guy one-on-one that's he's an artist and stuff like that, musician and stuff like that. So I'll be doing him. So I mean, anyone out there, if you see Wizzo talking, you like to be a guest on the show, even if it's a one-on-one, just reach out to me. Like I always say, send me a messenger on Paul Wizzo, send me a message, send me a smoke signal, carrier pigeon, or whatever, or something like that, and we'll get you on the show. And just to say, we was talking about red flags. I think that even if you have that conversation with that female or with that guy or whatever or whomever, it's still always a chance that they may venture out, but you have to try to keep the excitement there. You can't, I mean, even if you have to go fuck in the back seat of the car and fog up the windows, or even if she has to go off in the kitchen and cook you some eggs off in a thong and titties out, and I think us guys always walk by and we hit our woman on the butt and grab her by the breast or something like that. But I'm just thinking you have to keep the excitement there because it's always that temptation out there, and if you keep this, if you get comfortable in, and I'm not saying that he still or she still might not cheat, but if you keep the excitement there, and it's a lot less chance for them to venture out to someone else. Even if you want to walk around the house and you want to turn your thong on the other way, because it's somebody out there in Walmart or HEB and they got camel toe and they whole front of their pants is wet, and he's gonna look and she's gonna look at his dick print, and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but she's gonna look. But I'm just saying, keep the excitement there. Don't let it get old. Don't let it get boring. And to some guys, I know some guys in the past have said that they don't agree or feel about sex toys. They feel like, shit, I'm all she need. I'm all this and I'm all that. Well, your motherfucking ass could be wrong. I'm just saying, because you may be packing 9 or 10, but the G spot ain't but about 2 in. So your ass didn't went past that motherfucker, for her to reach what she need to reach. So, and I think that as some guys, as you get older, you kind of put a little bit more time off into it, and you're not necessarily fucking like rabbits. Because who taught us when we were younger? Nobody. We saw the hole and we jumped in it, and then 2 seconds later we was out that motherfucker. So then at some point you learn to where you got to please the woman. And Andrea Moore, we talked with her on sex toys before, and Seven was on that podcast, and she says foreplay starts throughout that day, if that's your partner, with that phone call, with that message, with sending that emoji saying you sexy or you fine, and getting her mind right. So when you get home, shit, the pussy's already wet and you can just dive in the motherfucker. Damn near. I'm just saying. So with all that being said, guys, I appreciate y'all wholeheartedly. Shan, you held it down for the women. Mo was in there as long as she could. I will see you probably at dance class and stuff like that. And other than that, guys, hey, I appreciate y'all. And ain't nobody mad but the devil. And we didn't went from A to Z, from fucking and sucking.
I see y'all Thursday.
So, love, peace, and hair grease. This all was